everybody. Happy, happy, happy. What the fuck, Dad? What is it? Is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Sure, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. I am Adina, you guys' resident psychic medium, most of the time. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Shue Lei, maybe? Good afternoon. This is not my usual time to be on live, but these days I've been finding myself on here in a little bit of my free time. I start getting up earlier because I be at the gym at about 5:30. Hello, Miss Thompson. Hello, Christine. So because I'm up a little bit early or a lot of bit earlier than I usually do, I typically schedule all my appointments and tasks earlier. And then I've been finding myself um, having more free time a little bit throughout the day because I get so much done before noon. Hello, JD. How you guys doing this lovely Tuesday, this day of Mars? I thought I'd pop in, you know. I don't know if I'll be available tonight, but I'm definitely available now. Shout out to everybody who spent the night with me and is back in the chat. I feel like y'all, we in love, kind of. Is this a relationship? Because it's like, I can't get enough of you. You guys can't get enough of me. We literally went to bed together. And then here we are. This has turned into a different type of relationship, ain't it? Thank you, JD. I had a breakfast meeting this morning. And depending on the type of meeting, that usually dictates what I wear, the color that I wear. If I need to assert myself, then I will wear red. Red or yellow for me. If I need to communicate that I'm about business, but this is friendly fire. You know, I'm here to socialize and do business and network. I'm feeling friendly. Then I wear blue. And that's what I was trying to convey this morning. So before I begin, because I want to talk about Brigitte Macron, the French president's wife. And I have a reason for saying wife. I'll explain it in a second. But before we get to business, I made a little quick post on my page because Spirit whispered something in my ear this morning. And it was a reminder about the Lionsgate portal this Friday. And since I have a handful of people who have already joined the butterfly ceremony that's scheduled for Friday, August 15th, I'm going to go ahead and do the ceremony on this Friday, August 8th at 8 p.m. on the Lionsgate portal. And I'm really excited because I'm going to throw myself in there too, even though I just did one 2 weeks ago. But I feel like I want to be in on the Lionsgate one, and I'm probably going to do something for myself separate while I have you guys stewing. So I'm still going to facilitate the one on the 15th. But for everybody who has already reached out to participate and has sent in their funds, they will be included in the one that I do this Friday on the Lionsgate, 8 at 8 p.m. And I'm really excited because I have a specific intention in mind on how to use this energy during this ceremony. So I'm really, 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 really excited. I'm going to go out after this live and start prepping and getting some supplies. I think I used all of my evaporated milk. So I have to go and get some more of that. I'm going to get a bunch of fruits, berries, flowers, because I'm also going to give a large offering to the spirits. They have been very kind to me and to my clients. And I am going to also give them an offering, um, including one of a liquid substance that is usually blue, but can also be red. How? So this ceremony is really neat, but don't feel bad if you guys aren't going to be able to catch it this Friday and you still have to only do the one on the 15th. It'll still be the same ceremony. So that's that. Um, Typically, my mods are included in every ceremony at no cost. Unfortunately, guys, I think I stated this one is different. I cannot do that one because I'm not doing any woo on you guys. I am calling down the divine feminine, the divine mother goddess, and giving you guys to her on a platter. She said, bring me my children. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just prepping you guys to be ushered in to a holy place, into holy grounds. So that's that. Now, let's talk what I wanted to discuss. Well, that's pretty nice, Kay Sid. Congratulations on being lesbian. Congratulations. Speaking of lesbians and LGBTQ, Brigitte Brigitte Macron, as I like to say, because don't the French love a very guttural, throaty sound? Brigitte Macron. Is that how you guys say her name in France? Do you guys say it really throaty? Brigitte Macron. Is that how you say it? Or am I being too fancy French? This is what I call Tea-ade. Y'all call it half and half or Arnold Palmer. I call it Tea-ade. You guys, I went up to a barbecue stand one time and he was calling it half and half. And I was like, what's half and half? This was before I knew what it was. This was a long time ago. And he was like, oh, it's half lemonade, half iced tea. I said, a Tea-ade. He said, what did you say? I said, Tea-ade. And he threw back his head and he laughed so hard. And he said, I'm going to put that on my menu. I'm going to change it, the Tea-ade. The next time I went up there, it said Tea-ade. So now everybody who knows me calls it Tea-ade as well. Nobody calls it Arnold Palmer in my family. Nobody calls it half and half. They call it Tea-ade. Because y'all know I'm going to come up with a remix really, really quick. So anyways, that's what this is. I made it myself. It's good as shit. Nice and refreshing because it's hot as hell. All right. It is supposed to be called Arnold Palmer. I get it. But once Tea-ade hit my brain, it sticks. It just sticks. So that's what it is. It's Tea-ade. Which brings me to why I call Brigitte Macron the French president's wife. Well, I have a cousin, and I have a cousin, and she's a girl. And in 2019, when I moved back home to Ocala after my separation, my grandmother also passed away 3 days before. Actually, I think we had her funeral today in 2019. Today in 2019, we buried my paternal grandmother, Florence Williams Ray, the icon, the goddess. And I just remember that because 3 days later on the Lionsgate portal, she showed up in my dream. So, hey, Grandma! Woot, woot, woot! Anyways, so at the repast, my cousin's her husband. She introduced me to her husband because that was my first time meeting him. And the first thing I thought was, do she know her husband is gay? Because she 2019, a lot of people transition actually. A lot of our grandparents, I know a lot of other people's grandparents who passed on in 2019 as well. But I was like, do my cousin know her husband gay? I ain't say it out loud because she was like, this is my cousin Adina, my uncle Andre's oldest daughter. And I was like, nice to meet you. She was like, she's the oldest. That's Alicia and Andrea. We call her Lynette over there. I was like, I'm the prototype. He was like, yes, prototype. I said, I ain't no, I, I ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else see that. Hey, Rosalind, Ro- Rosalind, Rosalind, Rosalind. Because I didn't know if she knew. And this was her husband. But he literally said, yes, prototype. And then after that, I was like, because I love me a good Judy. So instantly I wanted to, hey, sis. But I couldn't because that was her husband. So I had to hold my own good Judy energy in when I really wanted to start. I wanted to chat. I wanted to chat because that's when I start looking them up and down and peeping them. And I was like, oh, are those Louboutins? She don't even dress like that. She ain't never been that type of girl. And I just noticed her makeup. She ain't never wore makeup. Mm-mm. So now her husband is her wife. I call it wife because he has transitioned. He has transitioned. I think he has done the transition because his features are so feminine and soft now. No, he's openly out transgender now, and they're both openly out as a wife and wife couple. But I think that he actually is doing the hormone, like the real transition, because his features now are softer than hers. And so I was like, God, I knew it. I knew it. As soon as he said yes, prototype, I said, do you know your? But she knew it. She knew it. And the funny thing is that they have together, they got 8 kids together. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that's why I call Brigitte Macron the French president's wife, because husband, wife. And that's not me being shady or anything. Shout out to the girls. But Brigitte Macron is being alleged, not just by Candace Owen, because they've been saying that since they hit the scene together, that that lady was allegedly an Arnold Palmer. And they tried suing Candace Owens for defamation for saying it publicly or writing about it or making a big deal about it. And the judge said, absolutely, I will not charge her with defaming you. You're going to have to make her prove that she's a liar. Shady ass judge, shady ass judge. It is a soul connection for them, I guess, you know. And I did clock it. I wouldn't have clocked it if he hadn't said, yes, prototype. I instantly peeked and then I sized them up real quick. And then I sized up my cousin and I noticed the changes. She's always been very tomboyish. To this day, he outdresses her, he out makeups her, and his wigs be better than hers. So she's my cousin is the husband now in my book. But anyways, I think it's so shady that the judge possibly, mm, possibly, because they are very much soulmates now. I mean, they besties and lovers. I only want to ask what their sex life is like because I'm so curious, but I'd never do it. I'd never have the guts to ask because they are a little bit defensive about their relationship because I guess a lot of the family shunned her. Her brothers, her parents had an issue with it. My Aunt Jonna May is her mom, the one who just recently passed. And she seemed to come around to it the most. But her brothers and her dad and my uncle Tracy, it was just like I can't accept that. So they are very guarded. They really only speak to me, my sisters, and my cousin Tiana because we made sure that we let her know when she let us know that the family start treating them funny. We was like, we don't get no fuck. We love you. We don't get no fuck. We love y'all. Hey. So they feel safe with us, but not nobody else in the family. Because girl was like, girl, we don't get no fuck. We cousins. We family. Our job is to love you. And that's it. And to have your back when the rest of the world doesn't. So if the rest of the world don't, then we got your back. So, but anyways, the shady judge said, nope, 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 Brigitte, you got to make Candace Owen prove that she defamed you. So if she say you a man, if you want to sue her, then prove that you was a woman. And I think that is so hilarious. But anyways, I want to do this reading on Brigitte Macron. Now, it is widely known about her significant age difference from her husband. So, Brigitte Macron is 72 years old. Her husband, Emmanuel Macron, how old is he? He's 47. I believe she was his teacher when they start hooking up. So there's that. I'm not going to go too deep into that because I don't have an article in front of me that goes deep into their shady relationship history. He was 39. It says he was 39. Oh, she met him when she was 39 and he was 15. She was a teacher at his high school and a classmate of her daughter. She left her husband in 2006 and she married that man in 2007. So there's that. But there's also allegations that she was born a man, I tell you, a man. And so I'm going to read her. I'm going to read her. I have opinions based on rabbit holes that I've went down about this couple a long time ago when I first heard of them and their relationship. But since I'm not as fluent in their business, I was just actually reading something about France. John Law, the one who introduced the dollar as currency, that came across my newsfeed on Instagram, and they were talking about the collapse of France. And I didn't get to finish the article, but I just so happened to be reading about France. So Emmanuel Macron is the president of France, and Brigitte, his ex-high school teacher, is now his wife. And I won't say Candace Owens started the conversations about her being a man. Candace Owens did not. I've heard that over a long, long time ago. But Candace Owens has maybe did a book on it, some type of journalistic article, investigatory article or something on it, some sort of publication she did. The Macrons wanted to sue her and the judge for defamation, and the judge said at. So let me pull up Brigitte I'm going to Florida water my hands one more time. Me too, Miss Thompson. I am really interested to see where this is going to go because of you guys' forever president that I read on my members. Forever my lady. And that was interesting too, wasn't it? So, Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for this Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I really think it's Tuesday. But thank you for this Tuesday, this day of Mars. If it ain't, thank you for whatever day it is. Thank you for YouTube for being such a successful platform for, I believe, 20 years. That allows me to shenanigan with my friends again and again to shenan. Thank you for Brigitte Macron and all of the people who are involved in what I'm going to be discussing today. Thank you to the spirits and for my gift. Most High, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron. I'm holding you close, keeping you warm. And this is ecstasy forever, my lady. Forever, my lady. It's like a dream. Forever and ever. I praise Lord. So you're heaven, my baby. And it means so much to me. There's nothing more precious. Hey. If there's any doubt in your mind, you can count on me. Because you know, Casey and JoJo, I'll never let you down. Lady, believe in me. I am going mad. Mad, I tell you. You and I will never fall. Come on now. You got to be in my members live to understand. That's why it seems like I'm going mad. And you're boring, Dutch boy. You have no juice. You got no drip, no motion. You don't know how to entertain yourself. So you come online looking for entertainment, and I entertain me and you. So call it what it is, but hey, you here? You here, ain't it? Being entertained. You just as mad as I am. Welcome to the Peanut Gallery, my boy. Brigitte, if that's you, Brigitte, is you really Dutch Boy 254 official? Brigitte, is that you? Dutch Boy, is that you, Brigitte? Get your ass in here forever, my lady boy. Don't come in here talk about I'm going mad. I'm going to show you just how mad I am. I'm crazy. Y'all can't insult me when I can insult myself. Y'all can't pick at me when I pick at myself. So anyways, Brigitte, if that is not you in my chat, come on down. And I compel you to speak your soul's truth and absolutely nothing but your soul's truth. I compel you to do so. Brigitte Macron. Hey, tacos are spiritual. I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I sure do. Tacos come from the food court in heaven. It's a food court in heaven. But it's really big, and they don't have like all the restaurants together. No, you got the Mexican station in the food court in heaven. You got, the Asian station in the food court of heaven. It's like heaven got restaurants in the whole restaurants in the food court. So I agree that tacos are spiritual because they come from the heavenly Mexican restaurant in the food court And only Mexicans that passed away can cook and serve in there. So I agree. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. I mean, don't we all feel alive when we eat them? I am Dutch boy. Fell right down into your lap. Hey. All right. Brigitte Macron. They say you're a man. Is that true? Brigitte Macron, how do you feel about the rumors going on around your sexuality, about your natural gender? Are the rumors true, and what's currently going on in your life, Brigitte Macron? I've never read you before. I can't seem to get a scent of you or an image in my mind of you. Let me call her up again. I want to see her. It's my first time, so I got to sniff her out. Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron. Come. Brigitte. Brigitte. Brigitte Macron. What is going on in your life currently? Who are you? Truly. People say that you were born a man. How does that affect you? How do those accusations affect you? How are they affecting your life now? What is it like in the relationship between you and your husband? He was 15 when you first were introduced to him. As a classmate of your daughter at the school that you taught at with children, and you were a married 39-year-old woman who later married one of the children at the school that you taught. Brigitte Macron. Gather your energy and come. Allow me to see you, see what's going on in your energy now. How do you feel about the allegations against your sexuality? Who are you, Brigitte Macron? Who are you? Why are you with Mr. Macron? What is this? What is this I see here? I don't see her in my mind, that's for sure. I don't. Listen, this better be her husband. This better be her husband. He is the king, president. Let me see what his sign is. Because, baby, he's a Sagittarius. Okay. Thank you, Padrino. Thank you. This is her husband. He's a Sagittarius. I was about to say, Brigitte. This is a fire sign male. He's a king. Her husband is a president, but presidents are kings. They just changed the name so that the people didn't think that they were still under king rulership. He probably does. He probably is well endowed. I believe he's well endowed. I believe he is probably the most attractive, sexiest man she's ever laid eyes on. I absolutely think that Brigitte, she a fire sign too? Oh, God. Just let me confirm. April 13th. Oh, she's in Aries. This, if I'm reading Brigitte, then this would be Brit. Here go them hot flashes. Woo, the AC is on. But the hot flashes, you know who probably ain't having hot flashes? Brigitte. No. No, you're not wrong. Tacos are spiritual. Look. Big fire sign energy. If I'm reading Brigitte and the present energy comes out, and I'm asking, is Brigitte, are you a man? The first card out is the present position. So presently, there is a man that's a fire sign showing up for Brigitte. I'll just say that because both her and her husband are fire signs. So I'm going to finish running the spread and then I'm going to clarify. Ace of Cups in reverse as the challenge. This is, well, for one, it's the media. And two, I believe it is hormones. God-given one. God-given hormones. There is either some hormone suppression going on here, I believe. Natural suppression of a hormone. An attempt to do so with some sort of medication. But that's the challenge because, I mean, nature is nature, and technology and modern medicine it doesn't stand, it doesn't really stand like that. It don't really, you know, it don't really, because once 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 nature starts saying, you a grown ass man, you know, then the little injections they can try, but they fighting against a grown ass man. So you got medications like, but you got testosterone that's like, so shit. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be here no more. You know what? I don't. I'm. Whew. I do feel like I'm going mad on this one. I should have minded my business. I should have stayed in my black ass divine feminine business. Why did I do this? Why did I come here to these people's house? They ain't invite me here. I just came over. Lord, hot and ready? No, I'm hot and bothered. It's fucking hot. I'm in Florida and I'm having hot flashes. And goddamn it, you know who ain't having hot flashes? Brigitte. Anyways, I think the challenge is suppressing. Yes, camed over. That's what you do when you're not invited. You camed over. This is a suppression of natural hormones, I believe, according to my crazy ass, mad opinion. So Brigitte, be entertained. Brigitte, Brandon, whatever a suppression of natural hormones, I believe. That's the challenge because I think the medication doesn't really stand a chance. She, I believe, was seeing this young man while she was married. I think she was having an affair with him while she was married. I also believe there are people that may be around her that also, I think there are other politicians that are also like her. I think that, including her, I think that there are at least two other women in politics that are like her, that are all on this medication. Forever, my lady. It's like a dream. I'm holding you close, keeping you warm. Forever, my lady. Come on now, Casey. Come on. Forever and ever. I can't say no names. I just think that there are at least 3 wives of presidents or politicians that are also like Brigitte. Listen, Casey and JoJo, dynamic duo. Them harmonies, top tier. Top tier. Barbara, not the 2-time first lady. She was a first mother and a first lady. You know what I'm saying? They say she was not Brandon Bush. Brandon Bush, you say? Lord have mercy. Y'all got the tea, ain't it? It's 3 of them. The Sun. This story, Miss Brigitte, is not going anywhere. Do they have a son? I'm going to say that somebody will produce some sort of document or some sort of information that will say that Brigitte was born a man, a son. This will be disputed. So not everybody is going to believe it, but when it comes out, I believe it will be the truth. I believe it will be the truth that she was born a son. Fire sign. Fire sign. Suppression of hormones, I believe. Somebody's going to come and present something really, really, really substantial, even if the media rips it apart and then people are, they just ignore it because there's always something substantial being said. It's just the media knows how to, break it down, fight it. But the fact that the judge did not allow that defamation suit to stand means that this case or something will go. Candace Owens at least will continue standing on her business. If this isn't Candace, it's someone else. But if it's Candace, if she say it, I believe it. Whoever is going to say it, I believe it. It was brought on by the French citizens. They started first. And it's probably why the judge said, I won't allow this defamation suit to go first, because she wasn't the first one to defame you. Nothing ever really goes away. Not forever. No. Not in these days. No. The days of revealing, the days of judgment for the powers. No. And what if her husband doesn't protect her on this? What if he doesn't stop the truth from coming out? I feel like the man is miserable. I believe that he's been under control of his groomer, who probably be not. Didn't y'all see that lady? Listen, somebody showed a clip of them getting ready to come off the plane and they weren't supposed to be recording. What, she hitting him or something? And then when they got caught, when they realized the cameras was filming them, they tried to step out of the line of view, and then they came out fixing and rearranging themselves. She be knocking his head in between the washer and the dryer when we ain't watching. Snatch that rig right off. So you want to act like you don't know who I am, nigga? Yeah. They call me Brigitte. You know who I am. Sit your ass down. You gonna get out there and talk to them people. Oh, I mean, hello. Hello, France. Hello, France. Get your ass. Hello, France. Let me find that clip of them so I can show you I ain't lying. They caught that lady giving him the business on the plane. They stepped out of the line of view, came back. His face was screwed up. He was fixing himself. Man, let me find it. Emmanuel Macron. Yeah, listen, I ain't playing with y'all. Or Bridget, or Brandon, or Emmanuel. I ain't playing with y'all people no more. Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron fight on airplane. Look, I didn't even have to pull it all the way up. Fight. I don't know if I could play this YouTube video because it's an inside edition and I don't want to get copyright, but if you Google it, it's right there. So y'all Google it on your own. Video captured Brigitte Macron's red sleeve coming into frame and forcefully hitting his face during a state visit to Vietnam. I ain't make that up. She putting paws on that man. Okay? Big knuckle paws. Not no little girl paws. She putting Peter and Paul paws on that man. I saw it. I saw it with my own two eyes. Therefore, I ain't no conspiracy theorist if I see something with my own two eyes. Come on now. So we at least know that she man enough or woman enough to put the brass knuckles on her husband. And he just walk out looking like a shell of himself. I think if she continues to be exposed, it's because her husband is no longer standing in the way and protecting. This man is tired of being knocked between a washer and a dryer ever since he was 15, 16 years old. He tired of being knocked down. He tired. He tired. Him and his bunghole are tired. Okay? And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. A man wants something every now and then. I think he might want something soft, warm, and wet to slide into. I mean, you've been walking around here in a wig. Maybe he wants to try a real lady. And you won't let him. What if he ain't gay? What if he's just been groomed and handled all this time? What if he wants some pussy? What if he want to do that? And he can't do that with you because you don't have a warm, wet. At least it ain't supposed to be wet. Let me get out of here. This is not what I signed up for when I became a medium in this lifetime. When they signed me up to be a medium, they didn't tell me that I was going to be going. They said, I'm going to send you down rabbit holes. They didn't say booty. You know what? Let me finish. Crowning. These rumors just won't go away. I think he might be leaking. These rumors won't go away. That's the crowning. I think Emmanuel is steering these conversations back towards his wife and him. I think this is the big him, and that's her, and that's him as a child. That's when they got together. I think Emmanuel wants to be free. I think the man wants freedom. Y'all remember on Bebe's Kids? They sang freedom, 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 freedom. Watch Bebe's Kids. That's the version of freedom I was singing. Not Beyonce's versions, but Bebe Kids versions. That man want Bebe Kids versions of freedom. The man is leaking. The young man, the man that's younger than her is leaking, I believe. The calls are coming from inside of the house, Brigitte Brandon. The tea that will be given from someone benevolent. It'll just come and appear out of nowhere. I don't know who's going to present it, if it's Candace or someone else. I got you, Rose Moon. But when you're a groomer, if he was 15 when he met her and she was his teacher and 39, there's a lot of psychological variables to consider on why he would stay for so long. Who knows what secrets? He's a president. Who knows? And I believe she is a handler, just kind of like I believe some of the other women or men that pose as first ladies were also handlers. I have a theory, but those men were a little juvenile, immature, more so than the other presidents. They needed their handlers to not be behind the scenes and not have 24/7 access to them. I believe that they had to have handlers that were their wives. The tea will be presented and it will be factual, I believe. And I believe it's going to come from inside her camp, his camp, her camp, their whatever, the camp. That I think that's why the judge didn't shut it down. Again, medications. I think there are medications, but one's true nature is still seeming to shine through. Right next to the person wearing a wig is the person's hidden nature that actually really shines through. I also think Brigitte is from an elite bloodline, which is why she would be his handler. I think she's from an elite bloodline, which is why she's his handler. And her hidden identity is between her bloodline and that wig. Come on. Come on, spirit. Hopes and fears. There, I think that there is someone from her days of teaching that can dismantle her situation. Somebody from her days of teaching, if not teaching, another job that she had. If this isn't her, this is another male figure that at some point worked with them, worked on her, maybe. Somebody who works on her. I think there's someone who can expose her that she fears. And I think that person, maybe a doctor, somebody who works on her, makeup artist, doctor, whoever does work on her to keep her looking feminine, stylist, makeup artist, somebody. Maybe even an under the table doctor, a private doctor or something like that. The moon. We have the sun in the near future, the moon in the outcome. The truth will be revealed, but it'll be hard to see through unless you're one of us. For most people, possibly the hormone plug, somebody like that. For most people, because the media will get involved to try to, but for those who are paying attention, the truth will be revealed. It's just most people will, it's a rumor. It could be true, could not be true, because her side of the media, will come out to defend it, to try to cover up the sun. But the sun will come out first. The moon will come out secondly. The sun is masculine, the moon is feminine. At the end of the day, all of the facts will be presented, whether the people believe it or not. That at first she was a sun, masculine energy, but then her outcome was an illusion, because the moon isn't really a planet, is it? But it's also a feminine element. These are natural instincts, though. So her natural instincts are always howling. at the face that she puts on. The truth will come out. The media will try to convolute it, but the truth will be presented. And I believe that Brigitte was originally a son. Somebody wants liberation. Who says something about the death or the devil card? Somebody wants liberation. They want free. They want free. Somebody is over this dynamic. Been over it. Been over it. Been tired of protecting her, letting her walk around the world appearing as a woman. Somebody is over it and wants free. The moon outcome. There's the world again. That footage of her knocking his head between the washer and the dryer on the plane, that'll resurface. Something else will resurface too. Maybe some footage of her that will be very almost undeniable. It's like they'll be running footage of her in times where she really looks like a man. I don't know if that man is going to be ever liberated by a divorce, but I think behind the scenes, he will find some form of freedom for himself. Even if they don't divorce publicly, due to all this exposure and him, I believe, helping the exposure, he'll have some sort of freedom. She might possibly release control over him in order for him to not fully expose her in a way that only he could. Sure, everybody could expose her, but if he is the only one that can come out, and then there will be nobody who would deny it. She will come to realize that he is helping do this, and he will get some form of freedom even if we don't see it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but he will get it to keep her secret. I hope nobody's taken out due to this. That might have been a threat, a concern of his, something that was kept over his head, that if he stepped out of line, he would be taken out. Most politicians and presidents have that threat looming over their head because they are just the face. Most of the time, they're just the face. There's usually a B613 running the operation behind the scenes. He will get some form of liberation in order to keep some things close to his chest. Because I think Brigitte will know that the leak is coming from the upstairs bathroom. She's going to want his silence. They'll both sign NDAs and all those other things. This will be handled between them privately, even if they don't get a divorce. Because if they get a divorce, it will open the floodgates for her. But he'll get his freedom in return for... She'll give him his freedom of some sort in return for his silence. I don't think that... look at all this. This is their relationship. But what's surrounding it? A grown man and not a king. A king means somebody with an authority. A teacher, possibly. A sword is a teacher. A relationship. This young man was very much sexually taken advantage of, but then almost held hostage. This is sad for him. This is sad for him. The son in the near future. Child. The tea. It will be factual. Whatever they say in the near future about her and her gender, truth them, sword of truth them. And it'll come from the king. Whether we know it or not, it'll be the king's tea, the president's tea. Y'all know who I got this card for? Forever, my lady. When I ask, when my cousins call me and say, "Can you tell me what the gender of my child is?" When they find out they pregnant, they don't wait till 5 months. They call me. What am I having? Anytime I have predicted a boy, it has been the Page of Wands. The last time was for my cousin's current pregnancy. It was the Page of Wands in reverse, and it is a boy. However, she didn't know that it wasn't confirmed yet. So I got this when I asked if she was pregnant. It wasn't confirmed by a test, but yes, she was. Anytime it's a boy, I get the Page of Wands. If it's a girl, I get the Page of Cups. This is an unexpressed boy, a young Page of Wands that never got to fully express itself. It never got to really hold up its wand and say, "Look at my wand. It's fertile." Has anybody ever seen... Never mind. Never mind. These accusations will be coming from very close to her. I am going to look into this King of Wands, and then I'm going to look into these other ladies. When I say Taco is a spiritual, a wand that never got to express itself, I mean a man that's not living like a man. It's not out here producing children with sperm like a man would. It's not out there living in its full BDE, big dick energy. It's a man that's not expressing itself. I believe that Brigitte became Brigitte very young. Very young. I don't know if it was in its teen years or even younger than that, but very young. Got you, Jasmine. All right. Woo, the tower. It's already being broke. Everybody already know, but don't nobody like Candace Owens. But even before her, the tea has been broke, but she seems to be breaking it in a different way. And that's why they did the suit against her, because she has such a large and polarizing platform. I think it was by choice. I'm not saying that Brigitte was forced into femalehood. Brigitte had the resources to be able to live a life as a woman very early. By choice, I believe. It might have been easier, instead of having such a flamboyantly feminine son, to go ahead and then let everybody think it's a daughter. Especially if you come from any type of elite bloodline. Family image and things like that are important. Somebody in her past probably thought it was better to have a daughter than to have a flamboyantly gay son, because that would be weakness, especially if you come from an elite bloodline. You're already in a line of succession to some sort of power. We don't have a lot of openly gay politicians anywhere. Definitely not in Brigitte's time. And so it would have been probably more shameful to have Brigitte running around twirling and flaming as a boy than somebody probably just said, "Fuck it, make him a girl, and you'll live the rest of your life as a girl." instead of walking around here flaming and twitching and switching and stuff. All right, King of Wands. Now here's the Page of Cups behind the big king in reverse. Somebody's true male nature never got a chance to really thrive. And somebody never had a female nature in their youth. So somebody was not a Page of Cups in their youth. They were an unexpressed young Page of Wands in their youth. Ironically, this didn't come out behind this, because then I would say, well, this is Emmanuel. But no, behind this current grown man is a not little girl. So this man probably is masquerading as a girl now, but was never a girl. But they continue to take hormones and medications. No, we have not seen an upright girl card yet. We have not, except for the High Priestess and the Moon, which both are secrecy. Somebody is lying. This is a conspiracy, a big liar. Somebody has big dick energy, big one. Big one, big one. Me want some big one. Me not want no little one. Me want big one. Me we big one. We mean big one. That's for all my barbs. Somebody is not living in their BDE, but they absolutely have BDE. I think Brigitte probably is packing. I'd love to see it. I sure would. From afar, not up close, but I peek like this. I peek behind the curtains of my wig. I just want to see it. I want to make sure. Listen, this is BDE. I read my own love life with this before, and I've pulled these, and I said, thank you. Thank you. This was my African's energy, because he was a big Leo. But this came up like that with him. I said, thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Why you ain't letting us see that big old thing, Brigitte? Just take off that wig and put on some gray sweatpants and stand like this in front of the camera, or do this real quick. It ain't that it turned me on. That bitch, you walking around here in heels and a wig, and you walking around with all that toolage, with that big tool, that big stick. Had to wear a dress because you got a stick. Young Thug, let me find out Brigitte is Young Thug. Had to wear a dress because he got a stick. Came from rag to riches. I can no longer understand the. Come on now, Brigitte. Show the world. Put on some joggers and go running with Emmanuel. Yeah. Listen, it ain't that I'm sexually attracted, but don't be walking around here like you a woman and you got a whole big one. Why you gotta be a woman like that? You supposed to share that with somebody's daughter. Somebody's daughter would really appreciate that, Brigitte, and here you go. It's already not enough of the big wands in the world for all of us to be happy. And you gonna take that one and dress it up in a wig, Brigitte? You so selfish. You just so selfish. You just so selfish. There's some French woman over there in France that would have loved this BDE. How selfish of you. All you care about is your own sexual desires, because you want somebody's anal cavities. But somebody's daughter would have loved to get their intestines rearranged by this. Brigitte, you tried it. You so selfish, and you deserve to be exposed for that. You absolutely deserve. If you had a small one, it would be okay. But you walk around here with BDE in a wig, just like T.S. Madison. Man, get your ass out of here. No, you cannot be trans if you got a BDE. You got to be a man. That's the rules. Y'all don't be reading the rules. You can only be trans if you don't have BDE. If you got BDE, you have to give that to a woman. It's a shortage. That's what the book said. Y'all, she ain't read the book. Y'all said what book? The book. Now don't ask me who wrote it or what it's called, but it's a book. And it say it in there on the first page. Shoot. I'm just advocating for the sisters, the women out here. I'm a girl's girl. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. That is not right. Taking all these hormones and they can't even shrink it. All they can do is try to give you a little nub on your chest. But that BDE ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Them hormones ain't did nothing for that thing. It's just big and angry. Let me look into these pills, these injections, child, that you got to keep taking so that you won't be, child, you done piss me off. Not that I want you, but somebody's daughter in France is waiting for some BDE that ain't never had none. And she just keep encountering little shrimps. And here you go. Here you go. Mm-hmm. See, if you don't continue taking these medications, the 8 of Cups reverse. After the 8 of Cups would be the 9 of Cups. Your real hormones would come out. Your real boy wand. I still got more wands in this deck than cups. I ain't got no queens in this spread. The queens is still all in here. And it's the Empress and 4 queens. But you mean to tell me I got the Magician, the Page of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, the Devil, no queens. And the only Page of Cups is in damn reverse. You got the whole court of the King of Wands. King, Knight, Page. This is not a girl, allegedly. It's not a girl. Now, let me see which one of y'all other first ladies. Hey, girls. I bet Brigitte got the biggest one. Because Barbara, if she one of them, Barbara give me little ding, 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 little tickler. And I think never mind. I think the one me and my members know about, I don't think it's bigger than her husband's. It's probably like an average size. All right, 3 of Cups. Let's see the First Wives Club. No, I don't think it's Melania. I think Melania is all woman. Angel, they say it's Barbara. And we've already touched on one of them. So Barbara, one of them, and Macron. Let's see, 3 of Cups. These are people who are married but are not a man and a woman. These are faux marriages for some reason. And it's because there are at least 3 prominent first ladies who were first lady boys. And their marriages were not really upstanding. Like man, woman, hello. Now, actually, these are actually 2 women on this card, but in reverse. So these are same-sex marriages behind these other first ladies that were also like Brigitte. I'd lose all of my black subscribers except for my members if I said this, but this is more fire energy, but it's not just Brigitte and Macron's. There, y'all, there's another president who was a fire sign, who there were allegations about. Anyways, the other presidents who were married to men have already left office. And they did so without getting as exposed as Brigitte. They were able to leave a little bit more intact than Brigitte. There is a first lady who was so shrewd, nobody ever would have dug. Thank you, tacos and spiritual. Nobody, I think that if this is Barbara, if Barbara is one of them, this is Barbara. Nobody would have ever tried to expose her the way that the others have. Barbara had seemed to get more respect than maybe her husband. She doesn't seem to have been one to play with. If this is Barbara, I don't think anybody would have ever tried this on her. If this is Barbara, and it probably is, I don't think we've had a great of a president since Barbara Bush. If I am a good patriot, a good white patriot, then I would think after Reagan, Barbara. Okay? She produced 2 presidents. She was man enough to get 2 presidents into office, 2 Bush presidents, husband and son. You got to be a bad bitch to do that. I think Barbara, if this is Barbara, ruthless. Nobody would have ever attempted to dig up any substantial tea on that person. If it's Barbara. Cha. All right. Questions, concerns, comments? Cha. This was, whew, whew. Where my fans at? My fan all the way over there. Yes, my grab a leaf for my weed I'm using to fan myself. As a matter of fact, I need to be rolling up right now. Yes, I use pure leaf. I don't use blunts. I like the pure leaf. Where my Jamaicans and my Zoes at? Yes. Tom Cruise mom. Tom Cruise scared me. I talked about him before. I don't know if I did a whole reading on him, but remember we talked about his crazy ass before? I read on him before. I think it was on my members channel. And it might not have been a Tom Cruise reading. I might have just plucked him up out of somewhere. I figured, Miss Thompson, I ain't think you was doing a little Krishan. And if you were, just no alcohol. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. I might come back later. So let me tell y'all before I leave, since I just mentioned the Krishan, Miss Thompson, sometimes I'm like my mother. My intrusive thoughts might say something before I have a chance to temper them because they may hurt somebody's feelings. And it usually isn't like something mean. It's usually a joke that pops up in my mind that maybe somebody else might not find funny. My ear is ringing bad. Y'all talk about me? Somebody talk about me. Brigitte is talking about me. But my cousin, because she does smoke while she's pregnant, and I don't say anything about it because it's not my place and I'm not a doctor, and she's had a child and he's fine. But I guess I forgot. Maybe I thought she wasn't gonna do it with this one because she high risk. But I came in and her man was rolling her a blunt, and I don't know what we was saying, but I was like, okay, Krishan. Oh, because she was just, it was because she told my mom. Because my mom came in, and I think she didn't want my mom to judge her. So she was like, T, this is a smoking house. And yes, I smoked with my pregnancy. I smoked with a Johnny, and he was fine. And I think she just didn't want my mom to judge her. So I was like, okay, Krishan. And then my mama looked at me and my sister was like, and I was like, oh, fuck. I mean, I didn't, Tiana, girl, you know, you ain't drinking. So you good. You know, it's no alcohol, right? Oh, okay. But I didn't even mean it. It was supposed to stay in my mind. It was supposed to stay a little private joke just for me and my personalities. But I have a really messy, one of my personalities is messy. And that was the one who pushed my throat chakra until all my other personalities was looking at that one like, it didn't have to be said because that is not my place. That's not my place to judge her. Not my place at all. And her first son is fine. He has no problems whatsoever. He's healthy, breastfed, healthy, strong young man, smart. So I was just like, and I don't believe her that weed is not that threatening. I just never, I ain't never seen. The women in my family didn't do it, but shit, my mom stopped doing cocaine when she found out she was pregnant with me. So goddamn. So I probably had a little residue in my system. No, she was clean. But when she found out she was pregnant, yeah, she stopped doing it. But my mama was living. She was living. That might be why I had asthma. My mama was living, okay? She was outside. At the fucking side, okay? My mama was outside. She wasn't doing crack. But a nice 8-ball and some weed, a little 70s music, shit. She still be hitting a robot. That's her favorite dance. But let me tell you, okay, a little Bootsy Collins, 8-ball and some liquor. My mama was there. She was there. Okay, that's all you, what? Weed, licking, cocaine, on the way. Ooh, she was sneaking doing it with my daddy. That's how it was probably a little bit left with me because she wasn't supposed to be doing it with my daddy, but y'all already know my daddy was a part of the Marion County cartel and she had access. So she said your daddy, she said one time, I don't know how she found it, but she said one time I found a few 8-balls in the wall of our house. She said your daddy must have been holding it for Kim. She maintains and he maintains that he didn't sell it like they did, but they might have had him stash something at our house because he didn't sell it. She said, "Girl, I found that thing as soon as your daddy left and went to work." She said he confronted her about it too, but she was like, "Well, it shouldn't have been here." Lit to live is to be alive. Shit, I ain't never judged my mama. Yes, of course. She was like, for me? Well, I guess I will. It's in my house. She said it shouldn't have been here. God damn it. She said she called my cousin Bridget, not Brigitte, but Bridget, and they went broke that thing down. Bottle. Woo. Listen, if you wasn't grown in the 70s, then don't judge my mama. Because you would have had to been there. We all might have been on a little cocaine and if we was in the 70s. Who all in here was grown in the 70s? Miss Shirley, I know you in here. Was you in the 70s? Miss Carol, you in here? Because y'all did some cocaine. It's like the weed for rich people and the weed for the 70s. And they ain't died. They ain't died. They wasn't on that boy. Nah, so listen. I don't judge my mama because if I was there, the 70s is my favorite era. I wish I was born then. But God knew what he was doing because he said, no, the way you smoke weed, mm-mm. If you had been around some cocaine, baby, mm-mm. Told y'all addiction. Listen, that's why I don't fuck around with nothing but weed. I'm scared because if I like it, listen, that 70s music, it makes you want to do cocaine. I ain't never did it before, but the only times I ever said, Mom, what was cocaine like? It was when I was listening to 70s music. So I never do it, but I got plenty of people to ask. My mama tell me. Only when I'm listening to that good Bootsy Collins music and all that 70s. Mama, what was cocaine like? What that felt like? I feel like the food was real good, but she said the food was better back then. She said everything was better back then. She said the weed was better, the cocaine was better, the food was better, the music was better, the sex was better, and I believe it. God, I would have. Ooh, y'all, listen. Y'all lucky I wasn't born in the 70s, because, baby, the way I'd have been some of y'all mamas, fine as fuck, but I'd have been some of y'all mamas, and I'd have probably had a couple baby daddies. Or, who knows? Somebody had to snatch me up. I don't know. Who knows? Because I'd have been wild and outside, child. I'd have been living. Hopefully, I'd have been Grace Jones and not a version of my mama. Because she wasn't accomplishing a lot. She was living. Okay? She was partying. But her goals were to be a wife and a mother. And she did it. Love Grace Jones too. Absolutely. So that was fun. I might come back later and do a reading on reparations. We might have a conversation on reparations and why we should never accept a reparation. Never, ever, never. Never, ever. That's like selling your property in a short sale. The fuck? Joe, you don't sound like you're from the diaspora because you're asking what is a reparation. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. You was born in 75. I know. Everything had to be born better back then because I wanted to be born. I wanted to not be born in the 70s. I wanted to be 18 in the 70s. So I can enjoy it. Yes, so I can enjoy it. 18, 21, somewhere around there. Young but grown, so I can enjoy the fuck out of the 70s. But God knew not to do that to me because I would have never made it to my purpose in life. Mm-mm. 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 They say everything was better? Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. I'd have came in with the 70s. I sure would have. I know myself and my younger self. I wasn't healed then. Child. So anyways, yeah. I may come back later. Listen, get out of here, HA4, because the more you reminisce, the more I want to shimmy somewhere. She's a brick. Ow. So I'm finna go see my weed man. Because I can't do cocaine. So I am finna go and give me 1 second, y'all. I got something special for you. Come on now. Y'all feel that funk hitting you? You got to feel the funk. Y'all feel it, right? Yes, because I don't want no copyright problems. And on that note, Y'all have a foxy ass day, you jive turkeys.